Hi, I'm Dr. Alan Widener from MassageChairRelief.com, and today is our bi-weekly massage chair industry update for Thursday, February 7th, 2019. Got lots of stuff to cover today. I'll try to keep it short. And of course, you know that's a stretch for me. But anyways, first of all, I want to talk a little bit about the furniture market. I went to Las Vegas last week and spent a couple of days at the furniture market, which is one of the largest furniture, I believe it's the second largest furniture market in the country. And I go there usually every year to visit my suppliers, see if there's any new models that didn't show up at CES. And I did visit with Infinity. They have the new Overture there, and the Overture is like a step up from the Presidential, but it has calf rollers, calf kneading, has an air ionizer feature that kind of blows air onto you, that give more oxygen onto you. It has a voice recognition software, which will take commands when you speak to the chair. You know, there was a chair back when I first started in the industry called the Inada Robo D5, I think it was called. And that chair had a microphone that came out and you talked into it, and the chair would accept certain commands. It was pretty cool back then, but then it was discontinued and we haven't seen anything like that since until now. And I'll mention this in a little bit. The Human Touch has a new model called the Supernovo, which has an Alexa voice recognition command feature as well. So it looks like it's a feature that's coming back. Anyway, but at the furniture market, I visited Infinity and saw the new Overture. Got to visit, and by the way, when I go here, I get to visit friends of mine. Like, these are people I've gotten to know in the industry from each of these companies, and it's really quite an enjoyable experience for me to get to see old friends like Michael Malone and Jim Coppins and John and Nina at UNEED, and and Rachel over at Osaki. It was actually quite enjoyable. I always do enjoy it, and I like talking to people about the industry to find out what's cooking, what's going on. Anyways, I visited with Infinity. I visited with Cinca Wellness. I visited with Osaki. I visited with Osaki, Infinity, Dreamwave. I went and spent more time on the Dreamwave. And the video of these visits are on my YouTube channel. However, the one of Infinity, somehow the video got deleted. I have no idea how. It was probably me, the tech-savvy idiot. But I will say that we're working on flying out to Boston and to New Hampshire to see the chair and spend some time at their new headquarters, which they've been in for over a year, and I've just been lazy to get out there. But I will do another video on the new Overture and their new facility in March. The chair was supposed to be coming to market at Furniture Market. That was kind of supposed to be the launch the launch for it, but they had some problems with the ottoman. So they're going to fix some chairs, fix some ottomans before as they say, the chairs hit the water, and then they'll be shipping out here. They should be here by the end of March. So anyways, but I went to Furniture Market and had a wonderful time. I was able to sit on the Overture. I was able to sit on Osaki's new chair called the First Class. I was able to sit on the Dreamwave, and I was able to sit on the Cinca JP1100, which is a Japanese-made chair with foot rollers. A true Japanese-made chair with foot rollers. And there's Cinca Kagra. I got to visit with Kathy Liu from Human Touch, and she told me about the new chair called the Supernovo, which is, and I guess I'll chit-chat a little bit about that now. It's an upgrade from the Novo XT2, and the upgrades are the voice recognition that I mentioned. It has heat in the feet and calves. It has 39 programs instead of 34. And it has 4D massage. They have 3D in the XT2, 4D. And I've mentioned this to you before. I think the term 4D is very misleading because it suggests a fourth dimension, which we don't have here, at least to the lay person. There's 3 dimensions, X, Y, and Z. Anyways, the fourth dimension is speed. So most chairs you can alter speed in any program, but these chairs that claim they're 4D, they integrate speed changes or rhythm changes of the rollers in the program. So that's what 4D means. So they've enhanced the 3D programs a little bit by having a change in speed and rhythm, I assume. That chair is not coming out until March, so I won't know for sure until then. But anyways, that was the Furniture Market, so you can check the videos out on my YouTube channel. Okay, moving on. Well, I'll talk about that in just a moment. we just hit our 1 millionth view on our YouTube channel, and I couldn't be more excited. A couple weeks ago, or a month or so ago, we hit $50,000 donations to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. And by the way, you can see, if you go to the Make-A-Wish website and you look up my name, you'll see that our site is a legitimate site, and the money that we donate goes and is kept track of there on their site. So you can see that our donations and our fundraising, if you will, is legitimate, and it's ongoing, and it occurs with every chair we sell. But anyways, and now we've hit 1 million YouTube viewers, and I'm very proud of that as well. Of course, some people hit 1 million views with one video in about 10 minutes. It's only taken me 9 years and about 600 videos to get to 1 million. So anyways, I don't know what I'm bragging about, but anyways, I was kind of proud when I saw it hit 1 million views, for what it's worth. Speaking of YouTube videos, have you guys seen this new Geico commercial with the family sitting in massage chairs around a table and they're trying to eat the food and the food's going everywhere? I thought it was hilarious. I put it on my Facebook page so you can see it, or you just go to YouTube and type in Geico massage chairs. But it's a hilarious video about a family sitting around a table eating dinner, and they're talking about how much they like the new massage chairs, but they're spilling food all over their clothes and all over their faces because the massage is so violent. And I just want to say that is a spoof. The massage chairs do not move like that. Like, I think the chairs are actually moving on the floor, if I'm not mistaken, but that's not how it is. Massage chairs, they do a lot of tapping and knocking and vibrating, but they don't move like that, and you can eat just fine sitting on your massage chair. I would be more concerned about food falling off onto your lap and down into the seats, beside, on either side of the seats or whatever. But anyways, that's a funny video. You might want to take a look at it. Anyways, okay, so Luraco has announced that they announced their new Luraco Legend Plus. Now, the Luraco Legend was the first non-Chinese L-track that we saw in the market, and that came out about a year ago. Well, they've upgraded now to the Legend Plus, just like they did with the iRobotics 7. Last July, they upgraded the iRobotics 7 to the iRobotics 7 Plus, and now they've upgraded the Legend to the Legend Plus. And they've added a few things to it, and I'll mention those to you. The Bluetooth, it has now Bluetooth technology and speakers like the iRobotics 7 Plus does. It didn't have that before. They say it can handle someone that's 6'5" now instead of 6'2", and a little bit heavier body as well. But it's on their specs, it says that it's still 58-inch track. So I don't know. It was 58 before and 58 inches now, but they've got 3 centimeters more on the length of the track up here, so it goes higher up the neck. I suspect maybe they just moved that whole track up 3 centimeters, so it gets up to the top of the neck a little bit better. But we haven't got it in our showroom yet. We're still selling our floor models. And by the way, you can get, for what are we selling it for $44.90, something like that. We have both of our floor models, and we'd like to get rid of those by the end of the month so we can get the new Plus in. But those are the primary changes. The armrest airbags, where they have elbow airbags on the Legend, which is pretty cool. I can't think of another chair that actually has airbags that squeeze where you can have golf elbow and tennis elbow. Well, when you get in the chair, you kind of have to get in there and finagle the armrest or the elbow airbags to get in there. Apparently, they've modified that a little bit to make it a little easier to get in. And they say they've modified the software a little bit, or enhanced the software a little bit. I'm not sure what that means. But the price has jumped up from $69.90 to $79.90. So to get one of our floor models, which are in immaculate condition, both of them are, because we take good care of them in our showrooms, they're $44.90. So please, if you're interested in getting the Luraco Legends, the floor models before, rather than paying $79.90 for a brand new one, let me know. Also, Fuji Medic. Okay, so. Oh, I also visited Cosia when I was at the furniture market, and even though we only carry a couple of Cosia chairs since they've discontinued the Cosia Chi, there's a couple of just what they call e-com chairs that just online retailers can sell. And I have to have 4, if I want to carry Cosia chairs, I have to have 4 of their models in my showroom. I don't have 4 models of any one manufacturer in my showroom, and I couldn't fit 4. So it may be some time, unless they change their policy or I get bigger store, we're not going to be able to carry a lot of the Cosia chairs, But the Cosia Chi SE has been a popular chair for Cosia, and the Fuji Medic Kumo is a kind of a replica of that chair, but it said it's made in Japan. And people have asked me, what does it mean that this chair is made in Japan? Is it actually made in Japan? And when I saw a picture of it, I knew it's just a replica of the Kosia Chi SE. Well, I was at Kosia's showroom at Furniture Market. And by the way, there's a cool, the Ogawa Smart 3D, they had a cool blinged out Ogawa Smart 3D on a rotating platform, and I took a video of it and put it on my Facebook. You should go see that. That looks pretty cool. It looks like an Asian castle chair or something. It's really quite amazing. It's got it's got Asian designs on it, but it looks gold. It looks amazing. The only word I could think of was bling when I saw it. Anyways, the Fujimeta Kumo, this is what I learned. Let's see, where's my notes? About the Fujimeta Kumo, because people had been asking me, what is the deal with this Kumo? Like, it says made in Japan, but it looks exactly like the Kosia Chi SE. Well, I asked the VP, and I've known John for quite some time, and he was there when I was there, and so I asked him about this, and he said, the Kumo has Chinese components and Japanese components. So they import Chinese components from the factory in the EasePal factory in Xiamen, and they import those or export them to Japan. And in Japan, they also have some components made there, and some of the programming is done there. But all the assembly and all the quality control testing is done in Japan. So this is, and I've talked about this, I kind of have I don't know if I have a beef about it, but I really don't like the way it's represented. When people say it's made in Japan or made in America or made in Korea or whatever, how much of the chair is really made in those countries? Are the chairs just passing through a port and they slap on a label that says made in Japan? Or does someone does a chair imported from China come to America and they modify one of the pillows to fit a thinner body? Does that constitute made in America? I don't know. It's really fuzzy to me, and I don't like it. But anyways, the only truly made in chairs would be the made in China, because everything's made in China. A lot of the components in current chairs are made in China. The only one I won't go into that right now. But anyways. But this chair, the Kumo, does have those things. It has the same roller mechanism as the Chi SE. When I say it has those things, it has Chinese components, Japanese components, quality control testing and assembly done in Japan. And it is not associated with Fuji products. They're actually going to be changing the name to the JP Medics chair. And that's coming because people are led to believe that the Fuji Medic chair is in some way related to Fuji chairs, whether that's Fuji medical chairs in Japan or Dr. Fuji here, but those are all, anyway, so they're not related to that, so they feel like they need to change the name to identify or to not identify with those groups. Anyways, okay, so I wanted to tell you that about the Fujimeta Kumo. So we finally have some information on the Fujimeta Kumo from one of the guys at the top of the Kosia organization, and I'm glad to thank you, John, for sharing that information with us. Now, also speaking of Ogawa and Fujimeta, they had a sale throughout the holidays that extended into January, and they have extended it into February as well. So you can get, let's see, $1,700 off on the $1,700 off on the Smart 3D, the Ogawa Smart 3D. You can get $1,400 off on the oh my goodness, Active L. Just a minute, I've got them right here. Okay, so the Refresh Plus has $600 off, it's $19.99. The Active L, $1,400 off, it's now $28.99. The Ogawa Touch 3D has $1,500 off for $39.99. And as I mentioned, the Smart 3D from Ogawa has $1,700 off at $52.99. And the Fujimeta Kumo, regularly $89.99, has $2,500 off for $64.99. And that's a pretty good deal for a high-end 3D L-Track made in Japan. Okay, now, I mentioned the Novo, we talked about that, we talked about the Legend Plus. I want to make a quick mention about SL versus L tracks. Now, again, in our industry, there are sneaky little terms that get used quite regularly that words or terms that to me are strictly marketing jargon, like the 4D. I kind of take issue with that, but it's becoming a more widely accepted term. chromotherapy, like lights that shine down on the floor from the chair, and it's supposed to create a therapeutic effect for you, and maybe it does, but I honestly just think it's just an add-on feature to help sell a chair. That really doesn't give you true chromotherapy, if you know what true chromotherapy really is. Another term would be like, what's the FDA? Approved by the FDA. There's no chairs that are approved by the FDA. I've talked about this. This is another one of my pet peeves. There are no chairs approved by the FDA. Most companies that come to the U.S. register their chairs with the FDA, but they are not approved by the FDA. There's an approval process for other types of medical, like life-saving medical equipment, or probably pharmaceutical things, but they have to go through an FDA approval process. Chairs don't do that. So anyways, I just have pet peeves about these terms that are thrown around so loosely and so casually when they really don't have the meaning that they should. Well, now you've heard about S-track chairs, and I have a video that talks about the difference between S-track and L-track chairs. Well, there's L-track chairs, S-track chairs that have the curve that goes down the back. The rollers go down the back, following the curves of the back, and the S-track ends kind of at the tailbone or at the low back. The L-track is that continuation of the S-track underneath the buttock. So now you've got an L-track because it comes down and under the seat like an L. Well, now people are calling these chairs SL-track. Ours is an SL-track. And people go, oh my gosh, I got to get the SL-track. And I get phone calls about this. How come none of your chairs are SL-track? Oh, brother. They're all SL-track chairs. All of them. All the L-tracks are SL. So please don't get confused and by the way, there's so much confusion out there. I get calls from people all the time. They're saying, geez, can you just help me sort through this crap? Because there's so many chairs, so many terms, so many this, so many that. SL is an L-track, period. So it's still S versus L. By the way, in that video, I also talk about J-track, which is a variation of the L-track. And you can see how I explain it on a dry eraser board, just like a school teacher. Pretty impressive. The term Alan Widener and school teacher in the same phrase you'd never see that in the same phrase when I grew up. Anyways, okay, so I got that beef out. That's just about it, except for one last beef. My goodness, if I didn't have beefs, what would I even talk about? Okay, I had another one of these free reports, the 5 top chairs by some alleged authority on massage chairs. And 4 of the 5 chairs are no-name brand, cheap Chinese factory brand chairs that are touted as the best chairs. It just drives me nuts because these are chairs that are not popular because they're not great chairs. They're made in cheap Chinese factories. They have a higher failure rates. They're not popular chairs. But the person putting out the report has links, of course, in each of the discussions. It's not an objective report. Like, hey, here's the 5 top chairs, and I'm an objective judge of these 5 chairs. No, it's chairs that have links to Amazon. And so that these people that write these reports can get a commission if someone buys one of those chairs. And of course, their number 1 recommended chair is the chair that probably and most likely and usually does have the highest commission. So that's another pet peeve. When you see one of these reports that says the top 5 chairs, top 8 chairs, top 10 chairs, oh my gosh, please realize that those are marketing pieces. People put those together, and the people that put them together probably, I can't say for sure, but they probably have no experience in the industry at all. They've probably never sat on a chair. They've probably never worked on the chair, as some allege. So really take all that stuff with a grain of salt. And anyways, that's just another pet peeve. Don't count those reports as scripture. They have a particular agenda, and I mean, we all have agendas. Heck, I have an agenda. I have an agenda when I give a video that people will, trust me to think that they might want to buy a chair from me. So we all have agendas. But some of these agendas are purely, I don't know. They're a little disingenuous because it's taking your ignorance, it's taking advantage of your ignorance about the market and about these chairs, and parlaying that, leveraging that into a sale of a chair that may not even have a good customer support department, may not have a good warranty, has a horrible return policy. Just please, buyer beware. How many times have I said buyer beware about massage chairs? I mean, it just could go on forever. And I've said this also, this is the Wild West. Right now is the Wild West. There's all these new companies coming in, ABC massage chairs, this massage chair, that massage chairs, and it's just people trying to cash in on an industry that is growing and has done a lot of harm too, because people are sold products that fail and are not great. And not to say these chairs don't have failure rates, they all do, no matter what you buy, no matter where it's made. But honestly, people are getting taken advantage of, and it just bugs me. Oh, and false reviews or paid reviews or fake reviews. That's another thing, but I could go off.